I had to go get drunk before this. That's a lie, I had to get drunk long ago. So this is from my nonfiction thesis. I guess we're done here. It's a bit of setup. It's about a road trip that I took, and this is towards the end of it. The title of the piece is called Where You'll Find Me. Boulder is where it all starts to come undone. We're standing on the lawn, on the outside looking in on what is the end of something important for a guy named Tom. Some of my old friends are at my side. It's night and the black sky is filthy with stars, and together we watch Tom close the trunk of his car with a heavy sigh. His girlfriend stands next to him, watching as he packs his life away, her arms folded and eyebrows arched in disapproval. She's watching him leave her, and they don't seem to have much to say to each other anymore. Tom puts an arm around her waist and leads her away from the car, further away from us, and then starts talking to her in a low voice, his eyes stuck to the ground and his hands in his pockets. I can't make out his words, but I know everything he's saying. I know he's telling her that he has to go. I know he thinks things will be better when he gets there. I'm just now starting to see it. I see Tom and his girlfriend standing next to him, the way she crosses her arms across her chest, the way he dips his head low with the weight of the rest of his life hanging from his neck. I'm starting to see the problem with this, with the road and leaving, with believing that somewhere else will be better. The problem is that the rhythm of the tires on pavement eventually isn't enough anymore. This realization comes slowly, but I see it now, and when I do, I feel myself start to fade. This whole time I was on the road, I had made my life about leaving, piling up my days with going, and eventually the whole country had spread itself out wide with the possibilities of things being better. And before tonight, I thought that's what I wanted. Before tonight, I never realized that that was a problem. I've seen Boulder before. I've been here a few times over the last few years, visiting and keeping tabs on what my life could have been if my family had never moved to Ohio, and I had gone to see you like all the other people who mattered in the state do. Boulder is full of ghosts. I'm staying with my friend Austin, who I know from high school. Boulder's the last stop on my trip, the final place before I go back to St. Louis, before people start asking me what I saw, or if I figured anything out. I've been on the road for 45 days. Austin's parents bought him this apartment, and it's a sleek place with chrome gas range and a balcony that looks out at the Flatiron Mountains, a bank, and a bar. I get into town late at night. My first stop, my only stop really, is his apartment. He lets me in and we talk for a minute, but he can see that I'm tired, so we don't say all that much. He tells me goodnight and walks back to his bedroom, leaving me alone on the couch in the living room. That night, I can't sleep. Tom is trying to tell her about it, trying to explain that he doesn't want it to end like this, but this is the only thing that he knows what to do. This is the only thing he knows how to do. His lips are moving and she's nodding her head. I want to tell him that I know, that I understand. I want to tell him about the time when I was in Portland and I caught a reflection of myself in the window of the cafe and saw a new life spill out on the pavement. How I thought I'd come here on Sundays with newspapers and dark glasses and feel the sun on my face. How after a few hours, Meg, this woman who isn't real, would come by in a white linen shirt and bracelets sliding up and down her thin wrists. I had left her sleeping in the bedroom, and I didn't have to leave her a note because she knew where she could find me. She would come and sit with me, and I would cup her hands into mine, and she would tell me about these dreams that she was having about red brick buildings. And she would just sail into telling me, her voice coming to me like light through a fog. She would go on like this, her eyes steady and her hands soft. She would just keep going, filling up all the empty spots in me until I'd ask her if we could go home. She and I would do this for a while, keep coming back here until one day management would change hands, and then they'd replace all the wooden tables with hard metal ones, and Meg and I would never come back again. The older version of me wouldn't have to tell myself that this is how things went. I want to tell Tom that it was all real too, that I could see it all in the glimpse of my reflection, that it rang true like an old letter from a friend sitting on the bookshelf, spelled out with the certainty of handwritten words. Maybe her name was Meg. The truth is, I don't know her name though. I never stayed in Portland long enough to learn it. I don't know Tom, but I know he's saying that he has to go, and I hear him, even if his voice dies in the night air before it gets to my ears. I hear him, and I nod. Thanks.